Ready to go.
Hey Justin, great to see you.
Good to see you too, Raphael. How's
How
it
you
going?
doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. Um, yeah, it's been busy, but making progress.
hmm What are some wins, some progress you'd like to share from this week?
Yeah, well, this week, yeah, definitely doing a lot of kind of planning and organizing my thoughts. Um, yeah, one pretty significant win this past week was I took some time to just kind of write down my my goals for this year as far as the community is concerned, as far as the ministry. Um, and I made a presentation that kind of outlines like the focus for this year,
Mhm.
especially the focus of, increasing membership and kind of rethinking about our core values. Also, yeah, I changed one of our core values to something that I felt fits better towards where we're at, and also adjusted our mission statement to something that's more kind of current, I felt. Um, and yeah, and then I presented it to our team of young adults. And yeah, they were all pretty inspired. I think they all felt like they could get on board with the goals and wanted to work together. Um, and yeah, that was really exciting because
Mhm.
yeah, it was kind of dream of mine is to really have like a team of young people that are, fully supporting and engaged with what we're doing as a community, like not just like, you know, youth group or not just like young adult stuff, but like
Mhm.
the community as a whole, like to feel really committed to our
Mhm.
community goals. Um, and yeah, I felt like the group that we had, um, I could feel their sense of commitment and responsibility and desire to kind of be a part of the team to make it happen. Um, so yeah, that was pretty inspiring to me. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah,
Wow.
we kind of set up a structure so that every Friday we would have a meeting all together and then kind of have like a in-office work day for everyone. So it's like, yeah, 4 or 5 people get together and spend the whole day kind of developing community programs and developing our strategy and things like that. So yeah,
Wow.
pretty excited about that.
Wow. That sounds like a very big step and also especially a very inspiring step for you. That's something you were kind of dreaming of, yeah?
Right, right,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah, so you shared about, writing down the goals. And I remember last time you shared also about this goal of like kind of a new type of event, new type of Sunday service. Um, how did it go with that? Was that also included in that reflection and sharing, or was it something separate? Or
Well, that was in another conversation I had where we kind of created a 6 month plan of events going forward. It was kind of interesting because we created the 6 month plan before I set the goals, and then like I created the 6 month plan and kind of realized that, oh, actually I need to like set the goals first because the plan should support kind of moving towards the goal. But yeah, we did set the plan on last Tuesday, and included in the plan was yeah, the Hyojung Children's Fest, um, which we scheduled. Actually, I ended up scheduling it in November because I thought it would be good to line it up with Children's Day, just kind of like as a,
Mm.
you know, good
Oh, wow.
synergy. So it's going to be November 12th. That's current plan.
Great. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I feel good. I think it gives us enough time to spread the word and yeah, really create a quality kind of program for the first time, start with a bang, and leave a good impression about this first time doing this kind of style. Yeah, so yeah, feels good. And my thinking this year is I want to think about every Sunday as like as an event. So not as like it's not like a tradition of like, oh, there's this Sunday service every single Sunday, but more thinking about it like these are events that each one has its own kind of, each one is, important enough to market and to get the word out and to target the specific audience and, yeah, really making it like a quality event, not like, oh, it's going to happen again next Sunday, or okay, I can miss this one because it's going to happen, next week. There'll always be a Sunday, but it's kind of like, we're having this children's festival. It's this Sunday, and then yeah, we're going to do it again next month. But like, you don't want to miss it because it's going to be great and it's going to be for your kids. So yeah, that's kind of the mindset I'm thinking about these Sundays now. Is like each Sunday has a target audience, and yeah, I don't expect like everyone to come all the time either. Like that's like, yeah, like in the past, I think, yeah, it's just like you want everyone and anyone to come and as much people to come as possible on Sunday and every single Sunday. But instead thinking like, yeah, I don't necessarily expect everyone to come, but I want to target certain audiences, at least once a month, that the specific audience feels like this is their week to come, and they can get excited about this week. And yeah, eventually, like as we continue to grow, like I think it would be great to do, kind of a, multiple services every week. Like we could do like a children's service every week or something, or at a different time, like a young families and their children come, at a certain time, and then there's another service for, more like elder folk. That's a possibility in the future, but I think for now, just kind of alternating in different ways. Yeah, it's kind of the strategy I want to try.
Great. So yeah, more than actually just this event, that made you think about each Sunday service as an intentional event with a specific kind of intention, specific target audience. Really think about the quality of the experience of people and not just, for the sake of the tradition of keeping Sunday service. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and even that future vision of now maybe it makes more sense to alternate that different type of services, but in the future it could be happening every week, every time of this kind of services. Yeah.
Right.
Oh. Great. And yeah, what do you feel is your next step right now? What would help you most to continue forward on this goal? And last time you felt like there was a very powerful, important breakthrough goal. Do you feel like this is still the main goal you want to focus on, or something else showed up for you?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think for now it's still kind of the focus. I mean, there is like the more kind of overall goals of, certain targets to hit for, membership and tithing and attendance and things like that. But yeah, I guess a more short-term goal. Yeah, this is still something that yeah, inspires me and I want to put effort into.
Mm. Yeah, so yeah, how clear are you about defining this goal at this moment, because we defined it to a certain level last time. You defined it to a level where you're at with defining it more clearly. Did you take some time for this, or
Yeah, not yet. I haven't yeah, gone beyond the kind of general idea or vision of it.
Yeah, and so what's yeah, if you would if you would try to express it now with the level of clarity you already have, how would you express that goal?
Mm, well, yeah. Basically, how would I express it? I think I would be really excited if we had yeah, we had like 20 families there, 20 young families with their kids. I think that would be pretty big. Yeah, we had 20 families with their kids. That would be like, I mean, that would be like 70 people right there. That's a pretty big amount of people. Our typical crowd is like 120, so that would be more than half the crowd being, young families with their kids. Then probably the rest of the crowd would be like, grandparents and maybe a few like young adult couples, young adult singles, some high schoolers in there. But yeah, I think that would be pretty incredible to have these 20 young families with their kids there. And yeah, the kids just have a really great time. Parents really are feeling a lot of joy seeing their kids engage. Yeah, I like to see the high schoolers kind of be involved through some kind of skit or performance or thing, or somehow being involved in the service itself. Some of the elders, can be involved. Maybe one of them reads a story or something, like getting the whole community involved, not just as participants, but giving a lot of opportunities for people to kind of offer something to the kids to kind of like develop that kind of parent child, or more like uncle aunt, grandparent kind of heart towards the children, even if they're not your own kids, but they can kind of develop that through relating with these young people, and the kids can grow up kind of feeling like they have all these additional aunts and uncles and grandparent figures in the community that really love and care about them. Which is, yeah, I mean, definitely I feel like really grateful that I feel like my son has that a lot, like because he's there every day. He's got all these like elder brothers and sisters who play with him and watch him, and he looks forward to seeing them. He asks, when's the next time I'm going to see this person, and things like that. So it's like, I'm so grateful my son has that, and I would love it if all the other kids could experience that, and the parents could recognize that, and recognize the value of that, and really feel like grateful to have a community for their children to feel safe and to feel loved and cared for, and also parents can feel peace of mind. Yeah, so those are
yeah. So what I'm hearing around this Hjorring Children's Fest that you want to plan on around Children's Day, what you see as a goal is 20 young families gathering, plus of course other people. And they're like also the very important aspect of for you is that actually community is not just joining, but actually actively making it a great experience for the kids.
Right.
And you actually realize that your son is benefiting a lot from that, and you like other kids to benefit from them, and other parents who kind of recognize the value of that.
Right, right,
That
exactly.
kind of are some details that would make this achievement actually really successful. Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Definitely.
Any other now that you're into this, yeah, any other details that you see that are important that you feel like are relevant into not just organizing an event, but also like around the purpose, um, the experience of
Yeah. I mean, yeah, something else is yeah, I'd love to redecorate the sanctuary, what we call the sanctuary. What we've been calling the sanctuary. I don't want to call it sanctuary anymore, but you know, our main room. Right now, like it's it's very historical feeling, like, oh, you know, your parents spoke here so many times, and it's all this like pictures of like historical events that happened. Um, so it's kind of like it's portraying, you know, what's important to us is the tradition. What's important to us is our past and where we've come and all our accomplishments, things like that. But I feel like there's a mismatch of the message that the room is giving and what we're trying to develop, which is more focused on families and future. And so, yeah, I'd love to like, you know, take down some of those historical things and put up more like, you know, pictures of our families and, you know, maybe banners with our core values on them. And yeah, change the you know, change the lighting a little bit, or yeah, definitely replace, you know, the curtains in the back, something more, a little bit more modern. um yeah, I mean, even, yeah, I'd like to take True Parents picture off the stage, actually, even. It's, I want it to become less of a kind of religious, holy, you know, sacred feeling. Not in like, I mean, there's good things about holiness and sacredness, but there's also like certain other emotions that come, especially for young people, with that kind of space, just like unworthiness and unacceptance, judgment, and you know, I want to let go of all that stuff, and, you know, still hold on to the things that are important, which to me is like, you know, the teachings of, you know, true love and the spirit of our movement, the spirit of community, spirit of, you know, our true parents. But yeah, I feel like there's too much attachment to the externals of what that's supposed to look like.
Yeah, so what you're seeing beyond this event is actually kind of changing completely the decoration in the room, the main room, that actually, so that it actually aligns and matches with their intention of this event.
Right, right.
And when you share all these changes that you see, do you see these changes happening like as a long-term vision, or do you see that actually all of them happening for this event, or maybe some of them for this event? What do you see?
Yeah, for this event, Yeah, for this event, yeah, I don't think I don't think we could get there 100% by
Mhm.
this event, but I think at least, you know, maybe some additional photos of our
Mhm.
family would be nice. Um, yeah, maybe getting a new curtain for the stage could be nice. Yeah, at least there as a start, maybe moving True
Mhm.
Parents picture, hanging it on the wall instead of putting it on the stage. I think that could be nice.
Mhm.
That could be a good step.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so beyond the like specific details, like if you would summarize like this aspect of environment into what you'd like to achieve, what is it that you're trying to achieve with that? Um,
What am I trying to achieve with the changing of the environment?
yeah, I mean, connected to that event, and what is actually the goal that you're trying to achieve, uh, that is meaningful to you, that's inspiring to you?
Um, yeah, I think it's creating an environment that aligns with and empowers our vision for our community.
Mhm.
That's what I would say in a nutshell.
Mhm. Okay, so creating an environment that actually aligns with the and actually empowers the vision of the for the community. Yeah. Mhm.
Right.
So if you kind of put it all together, the fact that you want to organize Hyojong Children's Fest, and the fact that you want a certain, 20 families coming there, and you like to have them a certain experience in a certain environment, how would you kind of put that into a whole statement?
Um, put a statement around the environment and also the event.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you want to, if you feel like you don't want to put the environment aspect into the goal, or maybe, that's really up to you. Yeah. What you.
Mm, yeah. I mean, to me, I think the idea of the environment encompasses the other goal in a sense. It's all about, creating an environment that
Mm-hmm.
can really empower
Mm-hmm.
young families to, yeah, to grow their hearts, to feel loved, um, and to feel a sense of community, connection with community. Um, and yeah, ultimately with God and True Parents. I mean, I think if they're feeling a connection with the community, then they connect with the root of where the community comes from ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my feeling is, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they, rather than trying to force True Parents down their throats, you know, give them an experience of the
Mm-hmm.
community, which eventually they can feel, gratitude, like real gratitude towards True Parents for establishing the community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, not because someone told them, True Parents, you should be grateful to them, but
Mm-hmm.
because they feel like they've received something so precious from True Parents that authentically, moves their hearts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, so you're feeling whether it's this environment, but also this fest and everything, it's about really helping people having a positive experience around kind of Chopin's legacy and experiencing actually in a positive way. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Mhm. All right. Yeah, actually, maybe one question I have is, instead of maybe like trying to formulate a statement of the goal of that fest, actually, if you're able to achieve that, like to bring 20 families together for this Hyojung Children's Fest, and they're really having positive experience in a great environment, and also with all the community or a certain amount of the community being involved to make this great experience happen, like take ownership for that. What emotion would make you feel? Would you feel in achieving that?
Um, mm, yeah, word that comes to my mind is hope. It's feeling hope for the future.
Mm, hope for the future.
Yeah.
Mm. Great. Yeah. And so, one of the great ways, of course, to put a great amount of energy into that goal, that really feels aligned with you, is to kind of create a powerful affirmation around it that would be composed of your identity statement, the goal, and that kind of emotion. I know that you're very familiar with that already. So I'm curious in which way you feel already ready to kind of formulate something like this, or in which way you would need my support in doing that.
Hmm. Um, yeah. Well, could you go over the format of the
Yeah,
affirmation statement?
sure,
What
sure,
does it look
sure.
like?
Yeah, so the format is that it starts with the identity statement. I am, it's connected to being a devoted blessed child. Yeah, that's the kind of identity statement connected. And I
Mhm.
feel so, you said, so much hope or hopeful, or what?
Hopeful.
So hopeful as and that's where you state kind of the goal, the achievement that you're
Mm.
aiming for.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Yeah, let me
Yeah, sure. Take the time you need. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, what I came up with is I'm a devoted, blessed child, and I feel so hopeful as I create an environment that attracts young families to the community.
Yeah. So I'm the world blessed child, and I feel so hopeful as a creative environment that attracts young families to the community. Is that that's what you shared? Yeah.
Mhm.
How do you feel when reading this?
Mm, yeah, I mean, feels good. Wondering if there's something more. Um, yeah, might be fine as it is. I'm just kind of yeah curious if there's something more.
When you say more, what comes up for you?
Um, well, yeah, and what comes up for me is like this is kind of the external, like one layer of the vision, what I want to create. But there's like I feel like there's kind of like more of like the why, the meaning
Mm,
underneath.
mm, mm, mm,
Um,
mm.
yeah, so I'm wondering if I should focus more on that, or if I should focus more on kind of the, yeah, like this more like external, like, oh, this is what I'm doing, versus focusing more on like, this is what I'm really envisioning or what I'm creating. Um,
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, that's what's
So
coming
that,
up from.
so how would it feel for you to, for example, just complete the sentence, Um, so you take the sentence and then you continue with because, and what you feel is maybe the deeper meaning or the why behind it.
Mm, okay, I can try that. Okay, try. Mm, okay, I came up with something. It's pretty long, so I need to trim it down. But what I came up with is, I'm a devoted, blessed child, and I feel so hopeful as I create an environment that attracts young families to the community, resulting in a vibrant community that continues the legacy of our true parents for generations to come.
Mm. So beyond the length, which is more like an external, criteria, how did it feel?
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I'll just add a word: legacy of love of our true parents.
Mm-hmm.
Legacy of love, our true parents for generations to come. Yeah, I
Mm.
mean, I like. I think it's very hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's a serious, it'd be a pretty serious thing to be able to see
Mm-hmm.
a future for
Yeah.
our movement. I think, given current what it looks like, yeah, it's, you know, it kind of comes off as, oh, it would take a miracle for this thing to survive the next 7 generations. But
Mm.
um, yeah, but if we had, mainly because we just don't see young people, we just see a very small. I mean, we have like 3 young families that show up usually.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, if we had these 20 young families, definitely could see like, oh, there's a bright future for this community. Um,
Mm. Wow. Great. So can you say that again? Can you say that sentence and really just connect to it and see how it
yeah,
feels?
I am a devoted, blessed child, and I feel so hopeful as I create an environment that attracts young families to the community, resulting in a vibrant community that continues the legacy of love of our true parents for generations to come.
Mm. How does it feel?
It feels good. I think I need to take out the word community twice.
Okay.
Resulting in, wait, hold on. Create an environment that attracts young families to the community. Attracts young families to the community, and yeah, I guess that could work. So yeah, I'm a devoted blessed child, and I feel so hopeful as I create an environment that attracts young families to the community and continues the legacy of love of our true parents for generations to come.
Mm.
Yeah, inspired by that.
Mm. Any concerns about the length, or does it feel right for you? Or
Um, hmm. Feels, I mean, yeah, it feels fine. It does seem a bit long, but when I read it out, it
yeah,
feels right.
feels right. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, may I share actually a short, recent experience about this, about like an affirmation that I created recently?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's interesting. I created a goal and an intention in June, and it was pretty long. I think about like a bit more than 100 words, so way even longer than
Mm,
this, with lots of details and things like this. But a bit like you were sharing, I really felt just right, you know. And I would just,
mm,
I wouldn't necessarily read it every day, but I would read it from time to time, and I felt like so guided every day to continue to move in this direction. Um,
mm,
yeah.
that's awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, I'll just keep it the way it is then.
You'll see, you'll adjust, you know, depending on your experience. But yeah, uh, length might be a problem or it might not. So, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Point. Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Great, Justin. So, what is your main, what do you feel is kind of your next, maybe first action step? What, uh, around this goal?
Um, yeah, my first action step, I would say, is yeah, now that we have the kind of the goals for the year and everything, I want to kind of rethink, redo the 6-month plan with the team. That includes this event. And then yeah, share about kind of the process of how we want to kind of treat events going forward, as like, you know, each event is given its own you know, proper amount of thought and care to it. And yeah, maybe not this week, but maybe the week after, I can kind of sit down with the team and come up with a like a event plan and kind of next steps for this in particular.
Wow. So it seems like, yeah, the goal is, it goes beyond the event. The event is just one out of that, of developing that environment that you were talking about. And the environment is both the way you set up the hall, but also the kind of experiences you give at this event, or also the alternating events that you were kind of sharing about. Yeah.
Right. exactly.
Mhm. Yeah, so talk about the 6 months plan. So, you know, this goal that you just shared, this intention, this affirmation that you have, do you have like a target that you're aiming for beyond, you know, that it goes beyond actually the event, or is it something like this?
Wait, can you say that one more time?
Yeah, sorry, like, you know, because you formulate your state of creating an environment that attracts young families with
Mm.
you know, where do you have like, is that more like a long-term vision that kind of guides you, or is it more like a very specific thing that you like to achieve at a certain time?
Yeah, I think it's both in a sense. I think
Okay.
it is a long-term vision, and this is one of the kind of concrete steps to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is just the first time doing this event. I want to do it, you know, thinking monthly. And then yeah, continuously, you know, working on kind of
Mm-hmm.
the environment as well at the same time. It's kind of my thoughts on that.
Okay, yeah. Great. What is your main insight, main takeaway from today?
Yeah, my main takeaway, I think, is the whole point around kind of the, you know, creating a real future of the legacy of, you know, true parents, really continuing into the future with these young families, seeing that as a, you know, as a real possibility, not just yeah, not just like, oh, something that, you know, I have no idea how that's going to happen, but, you know, yeah, sure, you know, God will make it happen. You know, I can just have faith and believe in that. But yeah, it's really kind of helped me to see like what that actually means and what would actually have to happen in order for that to become a reality. And um yeah, I mean, it's still going to, of course, require a lot of faith and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
God's guidance, spirit. But yeah, I think my 5% is, you know, listening to this inspiration
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, letting it move forward.
Mm.
So yeah, that was my main insight. It's just like, oh yeah, this is, it's more than just like creating a nice service. It's more than like attracting young families. It's more than, you know, trying to fulfill and align with what True Mother's doing. But yeah, it really is. This is kind of the opening to make
Mm.
a, you know, sustainable future for the movement, for the community.
Mm.
Um, yeah,
Great. Well, thank you
yeah.
for sharing this. It's really inspiring. Also gives me a lot of hope personally, I feel, in seeing these possibilities, as you say, and not just some wishful thinking. And yeah,
Right.
all the best with that. And looking forward to hear from your next steps.
Sounds good. Thank you, Raphael. This
Thank
is
you,
very
Justin.
helpful.
Bye bye.
Yep. See you soon.